This is Wanda, and this is Diaspora Connect. You're very welcome to the live stream. Decided to do a live stream this evening. I am coming to you live from Dar es Salaam, Tanzania, and you're very welcome to the live stream. So I'll wait for a few more people to get in, jump in, get in, jump in. I don't see. You're very welcome. Karibu, Karibuni, you're welcome to the live stream. Hello and greetings. Hello and greetings from the beautiful Dar es Salaam, Tanzania. I am coming to you live in the flesh. And this is a vertical live that I am doing. Live stream, you're very welcome. And I'm trying to see if I see it on my computer and very interesting. I don't see the live on my computer. So you're very welcome. Oh yes, I do. Okay. One watching, you're very welcome. Hello, greetings. Greetings, greetings, greetings. This is Wanda. This is Diaspora Connect, and you are welcome to the live stream and to the channel. Karibuni, Karibu Sana, you're very welcome. Let's see. Okay. Hi, homeboy beyond the borders. Hi, greetings. You are very welcome into the live stream. This is Wanda. I'm coming to you live from Dar es Salaam, Tanzania. And yeah, I just wanted to just come on here and chit chat with you to see how you were doing. In America, they have a cold front, storms, winter wonderland, cold blast, and all that. So I was just coming to see how you guys were doing. I'm going to put my email address in the chat. You are very welcome. I do consultations if you're interested in visiting Tanzania, Africa. I do consultations, and you're very welcome to email me. And I do spontaneous lives. So I decided to jump in and do a live stream just to check in. I don't have anything in particular to talk about, but I just wanted to say hello. I wanted you to lay eyes on me and let you know all is well. I am on the continent of Africa, and I am so glad to be here. I am so glad that I am not in America right now with what's going on with the weather and that regime that is there, and the ice baby, and the Epstein files, and the everything that's going on. Yeah, it's a lot going on right now. I was watching a video, and I was watching Brother Benayah Israel, and he was talking about how when we look at the Epstein files, we think that does not apply to black people. Like, we have nothing to do with the Epstein stuff that went on. But he brought out the fact that for the organization, the Black Missing, and black people that are missing, we have the most people missing. The young, I think it was from 9 to 12 or something. Like, we have a lot of youth missing, a lot of young children and young people and women missing. So therefore, that those Epstein files is a lot to do with our missing people. It has a lot to do with our people who are missing. Tons and tons of our people missing that they wanted to report as the young people as like runaways. They're not reporting them as being abducted. And so a lot of those children in those Epstein files are black children, missing children. our people have come up missing, the largest number missing almost in America, and we're not the largest demographic. We're about 14, 15 something percent of the population. But we're missing at an alarming rate. Our numbers we have people missing at a high number, alarming rate. So yes, those Epstein files have to do with us. We have to do, it's not only a white thing, it's our people missing. That's a porn facey. I don't know. I don't know what that is. At American Spinovic. I don't know what that is. But anyway, yeah, so how are you doing, family? You know who you are. The ones that come on here regularly, and the ones that come on here regularly. Oh, okay. Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Okay. I'm trying to get this, say, your face. I love. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you. I appreciate the compliment. But yeah, I just want to come on and chit chat and see how everyone is doing and how it is going. Let me see. I was supposed to be on my channel. When I look to the side, I'm just looking at my computer, family. So yeah, a lot of that Epstein situation has a lot to do with us. Our people are missing. It's a compliment. Oh, okay, you're from Switzerland. Okay, you're very welcome. Mekin Sabanovic. Hi, you're very welcome. Thank you for the compliment. I wasn't sure what that meant. That's your face. I like it. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So yeah, I just wanted to come to you and see how you guys were doing, how it was going, and you're very welcome from Switzerland. Okay, I think that's the first. Thank you very much. You're welcome. And yeah, I just wanted to come and chit chat with you. I am a native to New Jersey, native to America, born and raised, and I moved to Tanzania, Africa back in 2020. So all is well. You are very welcome to the live stream. And yeah, I didn't really have anything to talk about. I wanted to just have you to lay eyes on me. I wanted to just jump on here to say shalom, hello, everyone, greetings. Hopefully you are doing well and you are safe and you're warm over in the West, in America. Hopefully you're warm and you're not in the blizzard, freezing cold. And if you have all your equipment. You have all your generators and your fireplaces and your charcoal grills, and you are warm and you are safe. I hope you are. Where I am, it is very hot. I am in Dar es Salaam. It's very warm. The weather is the same all year round, and it is very well. They have rainy season as well as or dry season, but it's beautiful all year round. No cold weather. That was my purpose when I left America. I wanted to go somewhere where the climate was very warm. I don't like cold weather, so I prefer warm weather. So I'm grateful that I'm here in Tanzania, Africa, where the weather is warm all year round. So in Dar specifically, it's warm all year round. So you're very, oh wow, you live now at 8696. What's your email that I may contact you about information about moving and traveling to Tanzania from the U.S.? I put it in the chat. I put the email address in the chat, but I'll put it in the chat again. It is hard to live in Africa. No, it's not hard to live in Africa. It's a challenge, but it's not hard. Let me put my email address in here again. I'll put it in here again. I put it in earlier. I'll put it in again. Diaspora Connect 0 at Gmail. You're very welcome to email me if you have questions about Tanzania, relocating, repatriating, doing business, traveling, visiting, all that good stuff. No, it's not hard to live in Africa. It's just trying to set up financial streams of income is probably the most challenging. Now, if you have streams of income, then you can live comfortably in Africa. You can live almost anywhere on the continent if you have streams of income. If you don't have streams of income, that's kind of like the challenging part, and you do have to learn to adjust. Especially here in Tanzania, they speak Swahili first, and they do speak English, but more Swahili. So, it could be a language barrier, but it's not. It's not hard for me. I was excited about leaving America to come to Africa, so it's exciting for me. It's not hard. It could be a little challenging, but it's not. It's not impossible, but it's a little challenging because it's a different culture, different language, different money. But take it day by day, and it's slow. Nobody's rushing you to hurry up and learn everything and hurry up and everything is slow here, and I like it. You take your time to learn. You take your time if you want to do business, if you want to, whatever you want to do here, you can just do it slowly. You're not rushed like in the West. Everything is in a rush and in a hurry and hurry up. Hurry up is not here. Everything is poly. It's slow. So you do it at your own place, at your own pace. Lenny closed the gap. Oh yeah, I see. Yeah, there's the email. Oh, you're welcome. Let's see. Okay, let me move back up. Okay, so I was just answering. Let me go back up my question and say, do I work? I work online. I do consultations. That's my work. And I also have streams of income. So, you have to have different streams of income. Maybe if you have a book that you wrote, or maybe you sell a service, or maybe just different streams of income, or maybe in the States or in the West where you lived, in America, you might have rental properties, you might have investments, and you have a savings. So it's different ways that you can stay on the continent by having different streams of income. And even when you get here, you can think of ideas of a type of business that you can create where you can generate income. You can generate T-shillings or income in a business. So there are different ways that you can make money, but I do mainly online streams of income. So I don't work a 9-to-5 job, but I just have streams of income. Hello, Miles, Lily's Blink, Miles Lily's Blink, my Lily's Blink. My Lily's Blink. Hi, my Lily's Blink. Hello, welcome to the live stream. I live very good actually in Switzerland. Yeah, that's okay. You live good in Switzerland. Okay, if you're comfortable and you live good in Switzerland, then that's very good. That's very good. I wanted to come to the continent. I want to live around continental Africans because I'm an African. So I'm an African American, but I'm from Africa. I'm an African, so I wanted to live around continental Africans. So I left America to move to Africa because I wanted to live around my people. And besides, almost all my life in America, white Americans have told us, go back to Africa, go back to Africa. So guess what? I decided to come back to Africa and live amongst my people. So yeah, very good. Let's see. Very good. Income, very good life. No war, no problems, and everyone respect. Oh, that's good. In Switzerland, that's good. As long as you feel comfortable, you got to go where you feel comfortable. How do you stay there for long term, or do you have to leave? Yeah, you can stay. Okay, you have the option of getting a residency permit. So you can get a residency permit if you create a business. Lenny closed the gap. 8696 says, how do you stay there long term, or do you have to leave every 90 days? You do have to leave every 90 days if you don't have a residency permit. So most people come in on a tourist visa, and that tourist visa, when you have especially a U.S. passport, that's good for 90 days. But after 90 days, you do have to leave unless you get a long-term residency permit. So it depends on what you're coming for. If you're retirement age and you're receiving retirement income, pensions or anything like that, you can apply for a long-term residency retirement permit. If you create a company, you create a business, or you partner with the local to create a business, or you volunteer at a local company here and you talk to the company and you want to work with them, then they can may help you be able to help you get a long-term residency permit. Or if you have your own company that you created, business that you created, then you can get the connection was, it blinked out for a second. But if you want to stay long-term, over 90 days, then you can apply for a long-term residency permit based on what your skills are and what you're doing here. So you have to just look into the options, whether you create a company, partner with the local to create a company, create a foreign company, but you can get a work permit and residency. If you're retirement age, 55 or older, you can, and you have income, and you have some kind of, pension, some kind of retirement, something, then you can get a long-term retirement permit. That's good for 2 years. So every 2 years you renew it. All the permits are good for 2 years. Every 2 years you renew them. And so that's kind of how you can do if you want to stay long term. Otherwise, yes, you will have to leave every 90 days. But some people like the fact that they can leave every 90 days because they can go visit other countries if they're able to, if they have the money to. They might want to be here for 90 days, then go to Kenya, stay there for 90 days or whatever, however long Kenya gives you, and then go to Zambia, however long they give you, and then go to South Africa. Some people want to do that. Some people want to travel around the continent. So it's all right for them to leave every 90 days if they want to travel the continent. Otherwise, if you want to stay long term, you have to look for other types of residency permits or long-term permits to stay in the country. So yeah, you said I should go in Switzerland. No, thank you. I really want to be in Africa where I look like everybody. I'm tired of living in countries where I don't look like I'm in America and we have this racism and white, supremacist stuff going on. I don't want to have to deal with that anymore at this age. I would like to live in peace. So I choose to live around people who look like me, and then I won't have to even deal with that, the whole racism piece. Race soldier racism, go back to Africa, people telling me that. So at least I'm over here in Africa and I don't have to have people tell me that because I don't look like them. Oh, we can eat good chocolate together. They have really good chocolate over here because cocoa is made in Ghana. So really, Switzerland gets their chocolate from Ghana, and then we can, you have to process the chocolate in Ghana now. They're not allowing it to be processed outside. So we got some really good chocolate over here in Ghana now. The continent has everything. Everything. A lot of those things that we make outside of Africa and in the Western countries, they get the resources and stuff from Africa. So why not be in the motherland where it all comes from? So I can eat chocolate right out the little pod instead of making it into, manufacturing it into the chocolate. I can just open the pod and eat it out. I've tasted that in Ghana, actually. It's really good. So it's probably better for you too. So, but yeah, I am in Africa. All is well. I do consultations for those who are interested in visiting, relocating, resettling, doing business. The reason I say these 3 things is because I've actually done these things. I have a company. It's a local company. I have 2 local partners. So I do encourage you to partner with local Tanzanians. It'll just be better because it's their country. They speak the language you don't. They can handle a lot of the business stuff for you. So yeah, it's just what I recommend. And hey, you can do a lot of things here, and you won't be limited because you're not the right skin complexion. You may have other issues like being overcharged, but I can tolerate being overcharged because I can always walk away and say, Hapana Asante, no thank you. So I can always say, Hapana Asante, no thank you. So You don't have to pay someone, you don't have to give someone your money if they are trying to overcharge you. So you can walk away and say no thank you. So I kind of like that. I have the option. I have that option. So, but I've been here 5.5 years now, living in Tanzania, and I love the country. I love the people, and yeah, it's not perfect, but I feel safer in Tanzania than I do in America, for sure. For sure, family. Feel much safer in Tanzania than I have ever felt in America. So, yeah, I am in the beautiful Dar es Salaam. It is hot. Dar es Salaam is the hottest region, so yeah, it is hot, but it's beautiful and it's peaceful, and the people are kind. They have their own political stuff, just like in America. We got our political stuff. That's why many of us left, or we're leaving America because of the political stuff. So yeah, you're gonna have issues everywhere you go. So you just have to decide what you can tolerate. You have to decide in what country, in wherever you decide to go, what can you tolerate. So, for example, we have people that went to Portugal. We have people that went to Spain, and they just had a massive, or right now having a terrible flood. So it's like you just never know where you go, what might happen, but you take your chances though. When you just pick a country that where your spirit resonates with that country. Hopefully you have prayed about it. You ask the Father which direction to go in, and He'll lead you. He will protect you, and He'll lead you as well. And yeah, when you go to those places, sometimes they may look like, am I supposed to be here or should I be leaving? And you got to pray and figure out what, because you run in and you leave in one place and you could go somewhere else and things could pop off there. So I had come to terms with that myself. So at Ivor Abates 2177. At Ivor Abates 2170, a lot of blacks have actually moved to Thailand. Your thoughts on Thailand? Yeah, I've seen a lot of black people have moved to Thailand. I'm happy for them. I'm happy for our brothers and sisters who are moving to Thailand, Asia, Africa, Brazil, the islands, Jamaica, Jamaica, I don't know because they're having some weather conditions, but some of the islands of the sea, anywhere outside of America, I'm happy for you. Go where your heart feels happy, you feel safe, you feel peace. I am happy for those who choose to leave and they want to find a country where they can thrive, where they can feel peace, where they can feel happy, where they can be free, where they're not being chased down by ice baby, chased down by ice, so go where you feel peace and safety. I feel that way over here. For me personally, I would also recommend people to go Afro-descendants. I recommend Afro-descendants go to a country where everybody looks like you, because when things start popping off in those countries, when they have political unrest or they have financial issues or anything, or sickness break out, the first people they're going to blame are the foreigners. So if you're in a place where everybody looks like you, that's a little bit safer in that nobody really knows by the way you look that you're not from there unless you say something. So here in Tanzania, they don't really know that you're not from here unless you speak. So I feel like that's much safer if you go to a place where people look like you. So if things break out, you won't be like, everybody won't look around and you look different from everybody. And they'll be like, that's the foreigner right there. The foreigner did it. It's always the foreigners that get blamed, even in America. The Americans blaming the foreigner. Everywhere you go, the countries, when things pop off, the foreigners always get blamed. So it's best to be in a place where you don't look like that. You look like everybody else, so people won't know if you're from there or not. So, let's see. At Glitters Tars at Glitters Tar. Oh, Glitter Stars. At Glitter Stars, hi, how much does it cost for a decent home there? At Often 420. Oh, thank you. It depends. Here in Tanzania, you can't, as foreigners, you cannot outright own land or house. You have to acquire it through a company or a business. So it's through investment basically. So if you want to purchase a home or renting a home, you can rent a home. So if you want to rent a decent home, it can vary. It depends on your location or the area you're in. If you're outside of the city area, it's going to be very reasonable. You can probably find a house for like, I know a sister had a house for like 175 US dollars, but it's outside the city. The closer to Dar, or the closer to any major city that you live, is going to be more expensive. But the more you move away, the less expensive it becomes. I'm 20 minutes outside of the city, and my rent is around $200, and I have a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom. So you can find a house, a decent house. You can find land, but when you say decent, I don't know if you mean decent for U.S. prices or decent for the prices of that country, because what's decent in the U.S. is expensive here. So you gotta, once you learn the currency of where you're going, you'll know that your U.S. dollar is still strong outside of U.S. basically. So here in Tanzania, the value of the U.S. dollars for one U.S. dollar is 2,500 T shillings. So the value is still pretty strong here in Tanzania, so you can get a lot for your money still. Can I get a house for that much? Yes, you can get a house, but for that amount at Glitter Stars, for that amount you can just build a house. You can build a house. You purchase land and build a house, but you have to have a company. So here in Tanzania, you can't just buy a house, but you can build a house. If you create a company, and then under your company, you can buy land, and then you can build a house, and yeah. So you have to do that like that here in Tanzania. You can't just buy land here like in some of the other African countries. You have to be an investor, meaning you have to create a company, and then you can acquire land under your business or your company. So, you can acquire land because most businesses here have to have an office location. So you can acquire land and put your business office there, and then you can build a house there. You can have an organic garden there. You can have a farm there, whatever else you want. But it's a business investment. So you have to have a company in order to acquire land. And of course, it's a long-term lease. But as long as you have a company and you keep that company going, then you'll be good with your investments, because it's an investment here. So that's how they have it set up here. All the African countries are different, but this in Tanzania, that's how it goes here. Now, if you want to rent a house, you can rent one, but for that kind of money, 30 to 40, it'd be better for you to buy land and build a house, because you can build a house here, a decent house, it's probably a small house for like 10,000, but the nicer that you want the house, the more expensive it's going to be. So with that kind of money that you mentioned, 30 to 40K, you could create a company, buy a plot of land, and build a house for all that. So it may be a modest house, but because that money can disappear quickly when you are being overcharged. So you have to start low, and you don't want to find a house that's extravagant, and then they constantly need money for this, you need money for that. It's like that. Once you start building, you always need, they give you a price, but it's not like in the States where when you get a house built, they quote your price and that covers everything. They don't do that. They quote your price for the foundation of the structure of the house that you want. And then once all that's done, the structure is built, but the whole inside is a shell. So you got to pay another extra money to put all that inside in there. The counters, the walls, the floors, the windows, like all of that none of that is included in the building of the house. It's just the shell. So it's different. So you can end up spending less than what you would in America, of course, but you can end up spending a lot more than you wanted to spend. So it's always good to be like a modest situation, whether you want to build it or whatever. Do it modestly, because at least if you do something modest and you build it, and you may not spend all your money, you may have some left, and then you can start on another project or something like that. But you don't want to push your money to the limit like that. Even if you have a certain amount of money, I say, you always want to start off modestly. You want to start off as small as reasonably, possible. If you have two people in your family or whatever, you want to start with a modest 2-bedroom house or a 3-bedroom house or whatever, modest. You don't want to do top of the line right then, because you're trying to stretch your money until you see how much the prices are. Because even though the prices are less here, it could be expensive, because everybody's like, they need money for this, they need money for that. And so also the fact that if you're doing it yourself and you're a foreigner, you could get overcharged for some stuff. So you have to keep that in mind, which is always good to start very modest. Start as small as you can tolerate it to be. And then once you got that one done, then you can always, work on something bigger. But I always say start small and work your way up. Don't start large. And then, you looking at the money, you like, wait a minute, this is more than I, thought it would be. So always start small. Even if you have that kind of money, 30, 40K, you start small. Do something for 10 and see how everything goes once you finish it, and see what you got left after you finish that 10K house, and see, oh, okay, this was, it's probably going to be a little bit more than 10K. So that's what I'm saying. You don't want to, you want to stay way below your budget, just in case things happen. The structure, anything can happen, and you don't want to like push your money to the max like that. So always work below your budget. So in case, even if the first one is small and modest, at least you got something that you could live in until you want to get something bigger, or decide that you want to build something bigger. Then you have more of an idea of how much everything is going to cost, because that's usually the problem with people when they move from the West and they come here. And yes, the value of the US dollar is still very strong, but they kind of, in the mind, it's like, I could do this, I could do that, because it only costs this, it only costs that. But then after you're building and doing business or whatever you're doing, that money add up quickly. It add up quickly, and you end up spending a lot more than you thought you would spend, because you was looking at, oh, it's only this, and you're looking in USD instead of looking at it in that currency in that country. And see, also with us, because as foreigners or people born outside the continent, of course we're going to get the higher price because we're a foreigner. It's just everywhere, all over Africa specifically. I'm sure, I don't know if it's like that in other countries, but on the continent it is. So you're going to get the higher price because you're a foreigner. So you got to take that in consideration when you call yourself buying a house or building something. You're going to always get a higher price, unless you have a local with you 24/7, unless you're married to a local or something like that, and they can be the one doing everything. That's the only way you're going to get everything to be close to a local price. Other than that, you're going to pay like double or triple the price that maybe a local would pay, because of the value of your currency. And they know, especially if they know that you're from the West somewhere, the UK, US, anywhere in the West. So keep that in mind when we're talking about a house for 40K. So if you got 30, 40K, you should be like, I want a house for 10 to 20K. So if you got 30, 40K, you're looking for a house from 10 to 20K. So when you get that done, you see how much it actually costs. You might be up there at the 40K, and that might be your limit. So you gotta start small as small as you can, and work your way up. But of course, in Tanzania, you have to have a business first to be an investor. So in order to acquire land, you have to have a company. So that has to be the first thing you do. Not acquiring the land first. Your business first. And then, because when you acquire land, it has to be under your tax ID number for your business or your company. So it's not ideal to get the land first. It's ideal to create the business first. So when you purchase the land, it'll be under your tax ID number for your company. That's how you are sure that there won't be any problems. But if you do it the other way around, like if you acquire land and then you do the business last, then it's going to be so difficult to connect the two. It's like you're going to be paying extra money just to see if somebody can help you do something with the time with the trying to connect the land with the bit, like it's just too much confusion. So I always encourage people to do it the right way the first time, so you don't have to go back trying to fix something that was done incorrectly, and you end up spending a lot more money trying to fix something that you didn't do right. So we do it in that order: business first if you're not retired, and if you want to acquire land. Because if you're retired, yeah, you can retire and get a retirement permit. That don't mean you can acquire land, because you have to be an investor. So those type of things that are some of the things I consult with people about when they consult with me. I let them know that part when it comes to business, because it's different from some of the other countries. All of the countries do things differently, and Tanzania is this, they do things differently. So you have to make sure you do it how the country say you have to do it. You have to do it the way the country set it up for foreigners to do it. You can't do it the way you want to do it and then try to go back and fix. If you didn't do it the right way, try to go back and fix it. It's going to be very expensive, and might not work out the way that you thought it could. So I always try to advise people to do it the right way the first time, so you don't have to be spending extra money to fix something that was not done right, and then you spending all this money and people telling you I can fix it, and it's some of it can't even be fixed. It can't be. You can't connect the two when you did two different things. It's hard to do it that way, and so it's important to make sure that you get the business set up first, and then once your business is set up, then you can go ahead and acquire land for your company. And that's mainly what you can do. I wouldn't recommend you do any kind of, it's just my opinion. Everybody has different opinions, but I wouldn't recommend you mess with any kind of trying to sell any land or anything. I would just recommend you, if you want to do business and acquire land under the company for investment purposes, you just do it that way. Don't be trying to do no selling land, all that, because we're not supposed to do that here anyway. You're not supposed to do that in Tanzania anyway, because they changed the laws, and it's only really supposed to be for locals to do that. So I wouldn't recommend anybody thinking to try to do something like that, but just do something like if someone has a business, even if they're here, maybe if they're in the diaspora, maybe if they're from the States and they created a company, and then maybe if you partner with them, and then you guys work together to acquire some land under the company, something like that is doable. That's doable. So, but yeah, it's very complicated, and so people won't lose money, and people won't get disillusioned about how things are done. I just say do it right the first time. Follow guidelines step by step the first time, so you don't have to go back and have a big issue in the future. So, but yeah, so those are some of the things that I consult people on, because I actually done it myself. Now, in terms of land and stuff, that's a lease, of course. It's a lease. So it's a lease land under your company. But when you do that, it's an investment. So you can build a house to live in. You can create other streams of income, like you might want to do rentals, you might want to do Airbnb, something like that. You can do that because it's a business. So you're generating income in the country. So yeah, you can do something like that. But yeah, those are some things that I help people with, as well as if they want to visit. I just usually give them advice and tell them some nice places to go. I know most of the places that we from the West or from America, we would like. I know what we would like. So sometimes I'll tell people to go this place. This is a nice restaurant. This is a nice hotel. This is nice. This is nice. And I know what our standard is. I know a lot of these places that our people would like. So that's usually what I do. And yeah, if they want to settle long term. Now I don't handle any kind of the permits or anything. So when they are wanting to know about the permits, the long-term permits, I usually tell them to go to the Tanzanian immigration website. Because on the Tanzanian immigration website, there are all the permits on there. Class A, B, C, all the permits. And then you can look through and see which one you qualify for at your age based on what you want to do. So all that's kind of listed. So I'm not an immigration person, so I don't really focus on that. I just know there are permits that you can get. And so, yeah. So how's it going in the States? How's it going with the weather? I know it's cold. I'm sorry. Y'all in the cold. I'm in the tropical heat. And I love it, love it, love it. I am at home in Dar es Salaam, Tanzania. It is 11:33 p.m. this evening. And truth be told, hi. 2204, hello, hello, hello. Greetings. Olua, yo, hi, hello, habari. You are very welcome to the live stream. Decided to just chit chat with you, for you to lay eyes on me. Decided to do a vertical live. It seems like YouTube likes the vertical live, so I decided to do them more often. It seems like they push those more than any other thing, because I noticed that my videos don't get pushed as much, but the live was really pushed. So I'm like, I think YouTube likes the vertical live, so that's what I'm doing, a vertical live. You know, we got to try to see how this algorithm work. And sometimes we have to try different things. So I really didn't have anything in particular to talk about. I just wanted to come to you and have you lay eyes on me. But if you had any questions, I was going to answer them for you about Tanzania, about business here, about visiting. Yes, we have lights. We do have lights out sometimes. And if we have lights out, it's like preparing. I say it's preparing us for off-grid living. It's preparing us for a wilderness event. Okay, so if you needed to survive and you didn't have like lights or water, you wouldn't, practice on, because sometimes we have water problems. We have to get buckets of water or and use those if we have water issues, or sometimes the power goes out and we have solar lights or things like that we can use. If the electricity goes out, just different things that we practice. So if we do have to move off grid for like safety or for peace or something like that, we won't be culture shocked so much. We won't be devastated and fall apart because we have to poop in the bucket, or we won't be like falling apart if we don't have the conveniences that we're used to from the West. So truth be told, say 2204 said, are there teaching opportunities over for English teachers? There are teaching opportunities online as well as in international schools here. They have, but I think the teaching positions in the international schools are for certified teachers. So if you are I guess you got all the qualifications, degrees or whatever for teaching, I think you can teach anywhere in the world actually. You can teach here. If you have those credentials that you need to teach in America. And also, it's a lot of people that teach English online. So they teach it online. So with that, you don't need any kind of certification. You can just, because some of those online teaching courses are like tutoring. You're tutoring people in English. You're tutoring people in English, so you can do that. A lot of people do that online. They teach English online. So that means they can travel wherever they want to travel and just teach English. I applied for one of those jobs and I didn't get it, y'all. I don't think I speak proper English enough. I think I sound too much. Yeah, maybe I don't sound proper enough. I don't think I sound proper enough, but I applied I didn't apply for a lot of places. I applied for like one company and they turned me down, so I didn't apply for any more. And this was back in 20, I think it was 2021 when I applied. So I just said, oh, well, it's not for me. So I stopped trying. And at that point I said, let me just create a company for myself and just share my own experience, my own views, of moving, leaving America, relocating, repatriating, resettling in Tanzania. And a lot of people were reaching out to me when I first left America back in July of 2020, and they had so many questions, and I was showing them different pictures of the beach, and this is for people who've been rocking with me from day one, from 5 years ago when I left America, and I was showing all kind of stuff. But now since I've been here, I live here, so I don't really do the touristy stuff like I used to, because my life is more like at home, like I live here, so I don't do a lot of the touristy stuff. I'm like more of a homebody, so I stay at home a lot more. I'm cooking at home, which saves money, and it's a lot of fresh fruit and vegetables that you can get and just eat really healthy and nutritious food. And so my life is not as like I guess exciting as it used to be when I used to like go here, go there, but I was spending a lot of money too. So when you're here and you're doing business and you're trying to stay a long term, you have to change your lifestyle. You have to live here like almost like you're a local person. So you don't spend unnecessary money going out to eat all the time and going this place and that, riding all around, spending all this. You're not doing that because you live here. So you kind of like me. I live on a budget because I don't work a 9-to-5 job. So the income that I get, I do consultations, and consultations, are not consistent. Sometimes I have them, sometimes I don't. So you got to live on a budget. And then, of course, I have streams of income. So now I have YouTube that I just got monetized last April. So I have that. And then I just have other streams of income. So I don't have money like a 9-to-5. So I have to live on a budget. I can't be eating out every day. I can't be going up and riding up and down the road and doing this and moving all around and going, spending money and I can't do all that. I live here. So my lifestyle is different from how it used to be when I first arrived. And so every now and then I'll go out. I think in a week, maybe I'll go away from, I go out like once or twice a week to, shopping and stuff like that. I go like grocery shopping like twice a week. And then whatever I need in between, I'll walk in the neighborhood because we got fruit stands in my neighborhood. So we have fruit, vegetables, and then we also have a shop. It's like a local shop that's close that I can get other stuff from. So I live here, so I don't do all that touristy stuff like I used to do. So, and I'm on a budget most of the time. So I don't like to spend unnecessary money because you never know what might come up. So if you're spending money so much and then you have an emergency, you don't have the money for the emergency. So you can't live like that. You got to be on a budget. Sometimes I would say a strict budget, but I'm not unhappy about that. I'm used to budgeting. I've always budgeted. So it's not like, it's not a hurtful thing for me to have to budget and not spend money. Some people, they struggle with that. They struggle to live on a budget, but I just don't. Because I've always had to like budget money. So. Truth Be Told said, wait a minute. Truth Be Told 2204 says, thank you for answering, researching opportunities to move abroad. Oh, you're welcome. Truth Be Told, you're very welcome. And also, there are companies here that you can probably volunteer with, and they'll help you with a residency permit. So that's an area I don't really focus on as much, but it's an option to where they'll help you get a residency permit, the 2-year one. but you have to, you if it's an area that you work in and you can lend your skill, or you want to teach them, or you want to partner with them, you want to work in that company because you have experience at IT or engineering something. Actually, the engineering, they may have engineering positions, but I don't know about all that. But like if it's a company here that you'll be interested in working with because you have skills, and then they may see your skills, you go visit and volunteer, and they see, and then they may help you get a residency permit, and so that's an option too. So there's a lot of different options. You just have to research the different skills you have. It's so hard to give like general information because everybody has their different skills. They have their different strengths. They have their education. Everybody's a different individual person. So when you ask people what's a good business to do, it's based on what you can do. It's what are your skills? What's your education? What is your experience? What businesses have you already ran already? Or if not, what businesses are you desiring to have here? So all these things are about you. So it's hard for me to tell you a type of business to go into when I don't know all your skills and stuff. So once you get over here and you visit whatever country you decide you want to go to, and I'm mainly talking about the continent, you visit and you come here and you visit, you look around and see what they got going on, and then you can see what skills you can lend. Oh, I noticed they don't have this. Oh, I can do this. Or I see they don't have this. Oh, I can offer this. Sometimes you got to come here and see it. It's hard, because I know a lot of people are in the West or in America, and they say, well, I want to do this kind of business. I want to do that kind of business. But I'm like, you have to come here and see what they got going on first, and then see what they need, and then you can help in that area. So that's kind of how I think it's best for people to do it that way. Unless you're talking like farming or agriculture or something like that, manufacturing. Those three things, everybody needs that. Everybody across Africa needs those things. So if you're going to do those, then yeah, you can do those. But if you want to do something else, other things, it's good to come here and visit to see how they do things, because everything done here is like totally different from how it's done in America. So it's nothing like how it's done in America. It's totally different, and it's hard for some people to adjust to a new and a different way of doing things. It's new and it's different. So it doesn't have to be looked at as a bad thing. It's just different. It's like I can't compare Tanzania with America. Really, me personally, because it's like no comparison, because they're like two different worlds. Like Tanzania is like a beautiful tropical paradise to me, but America is concrete jungle, business, moving around real fast. It's just different, two different worlds. So it's just so hard to compare. We know the value of the dollar is still pretty strong here, even though it's going down, still pretty strong. So you can still get things done, but it's just things are done differently. And if you have that expectation that it's going to be like in the West, it's nothing like that. Nothing like that. Even in business, nothing like that. So you have to adjust, and some people have a hard time adjusting and changing how they do things. This is going to be, you got to be open to change, because everything is different. And I like it myself, because I never really liked America like that. I'm serious. I know I was born there, but I think it's because how they treated us. I didn't have a good love for America like you would think I should have been born and raised there, because of how we were treated. How we were treated affected me in how I felt about being in America. And so when I had the opportunity to leave, I chose to leave, because I feel like my value is more than the way these people treat us. And I'm not tolerating disrespect. And I just say I prefer to leave, because I'm not tolerating the things these people do in America. how they talk to us, how they treat us on jobs and just everything. I never liked it. So I got the opportunity to leave and make a fresh start on the continent with people who look like me. So I seized that opportunity. And it's the best decision that I have ever made. I don't regret it. I'm so glad. Even now, because things are changing and it's like this new regime in America is just insane. And so I'm even happier that I left when I did. I mean, I don't second guess the decision that I made. I never did, but I really don't now. I'm like, man, you dodged the bullet. You dodged the bullet for real. That's how I see it. So I'm glad that I left. I've been gone for 5.5 years. I have not been back. I don't miss it. I just miss family. That's it. But I don't miss America per se. I don't miss the hustle and bustle. I don't miss the workhorse, work you till you die, work you till you pass out. I don't miss that working environment. Because here in Tanzania, they have that saying, it's called pole pole. It's slow, slow. It's like relax, relax. Like we get that a lot coming from the West, coming here. We're just so anxious and we're so about everything. And they always say, don't worry, don't worry. No problem, no problem. Like they always have to tell us, it's okay, slow, slow, pole, pole. They have to keep telling us that till we relax, we calm down. It's not that serious, because we be on some. We come to the continent and we be on some. Well, I gotta do. We gotta. I mean, we be moving and waking up early and everybody chilling. Everybody is chilling. Nobody rushing around but us. And I'll be like, relax. I'll be telling our people that when they come over here. They be getting up all early. I want to do this. Ready to do something. And I'm like, relax. We got plenty of time. We're not gonna miss nothing. So it's a different world. It's like a retirement mindset. Like you're young and you're not retirement age yet, but when you come over here, you feel that, like, I guess, soft life, retirement life, that retirement life would be. You experience that, especially in Tanzania, because it's very slow and it's very relaxing, it's very laid back, and everything is, even in business, it's like no rush. Everything is just like, okay, at your own pace. Let's have a coffee. Let's sit and talk. Like it's nothing. Nobody rushing around. We be the only ones running around like a chicken with our head cut off, and everybody be looking at us like, they be looking at us like, why are they so excited? Why are they so like nervous or worried or something? That was saying, it's like we worry about a lot of stuff. And you don't have to be worrying over here. You can just relax. Truth be told, 2204, I am going to schedule a consult with you soon. It's the trauma from the... Yes, it is, truth be told. Yes, it is. It's the trauma. I know, because when I help people come over here, and when they get here, I meet with a lot of them, and they are like that. And I just be patient with them, because I do understand. Because I remember, I don't think I was really like that, because I was just so ready to leave America. But we come over here with that. It's a part of us, And so we're rushing around, and everybody getting up early. Ain't nobody getting up early over here. People sleeping till they ready to get up. Like, ain't nobody getting up early unless you really, you out working. You got to get up early. But for the most part, in our circles, people are relaxing. They get up when they wake up. And they eat what they want to eat when they want to eat. Everything I do when I want to do it. No, I'm not working a 9 to 5, so I don't have money like that to be able to just do a whole lot of stuff. But I can do things that I want to do. I can cook when I want to. I can afford fresh food and vegetables. Like, so I'm not wanting anything. But all that rushing around, I'm not doing that. I'm so laid back. It's ridiculous. Like I don't be wanting to break a sweat. I don't want to break a sweat, y'all. I'll be like, when I get a minute, people like, oh, you want to do this? I'm like, when I get up, y'all I ain't getting up extra early for nothing unless it's a doctor's appointment, a dentist appointment, or something like that. Otherwise, it's lunchtime. Everything is lunchtime, y'all. I don't do nothing in the morning but sleep. I don't do nothing in the morning but sleep. Yeah, I don't be rushing around for nothing. And I like it. I like it. I like it. Because I'm not a morning person. I'm a night person, and I'm up late as it is right now, 11:53 p.m. and I'm up full of energy. I'm a night person. So in the morning, I don't get up early. I sleep. I don't even get out the bed till probably about 11, 10, 11. I'll wake up, but I just won't get up. I'll be like looking at my phone. I might read some scriptures or pray or just do something like that, but I'm not getting up for what? I'm not going anywhere. If I'm going somewhere, I schedule my appointments at lunchtime. I schedule my appointments after 12. Yeah, I don't do nothing in the morning. I'm not a morning person. So I don't have to worry about that over here. I struggle with that in the States. Because when I had those jobs that I had to get up real early, it used to be so rough for me because I have to go to work early, and then I'm not a morning person, so I'll be struggling to wake up to get my thoughts together. People be trying to talk to me, and my eyes just look like I'm like glazed over. I'm just not alert in the morning. I've never been alert in the morning like that. So I have to have coffee and all that to make me move and wake up. But now here, I don't have to worry about that. I can just, when I get up, I'm rested, and then I have the energy. I don't have to be tired and struggling to wake up early in the morning and all that. See, I don't miss that. 5.5 years without that, and I don't miss it. 5.5 years without white supremacist race soldiers around me. It's been wonderful. It's been very, very, very wonderful. I am very happy. I call this my soft life. This is definitely my soft life because I live in peace. I feel free. I feel safe. Yeah, things be popping off, things popped off here in Tanzania. But for the most part, I feel those three things: safe, freedom, and peace. Safety, freedom, and peace. I feel that. So yeah, that's what I got going on over here. And so I'm here for those who are interested. I know a lot of people have been kind of mentioning that they want to consult with me and they're interested in visiting. It's one of the countries that they're interested in, checking out and see if they like it, or figure out if they can do business or retire here or whatever. And so it's exciting because we have a good amount of people that have come. Some have left, but then there are new people that have come. So it's like a revolving door. People come, people go. People come, people go. Some stay, some don't. Some come here, they go to Kenya. They like Kenya better. They leave. So go to Rwanda, go to Uganda. They go to Zambia or South. They go to different countries to see which one they really like. So that's another good thing is if you're on a continent, you can visit different countries to see if Tanzania is not for you. Tanzania has 6 countries that border her. So you can visit other countries on the continent in East Africa if you're over here. Air Tanzania goes directly from east to west now. One of the first airlines in Africa. It's their domestic airline, Air Tanzania, or they have Precision Air here also. It's domestic, so it just flies on the continent. But they go from east to west now. So they go from Dar to Lagos. And if you wanted to go anywhere in West Africa and you over here in East Africa, you go to Lagos, and you can go to Ghana, you can go to whatever the Sierra Leone, whatever the West African countries you want, Liberia, wherever you want to go. So I ain't mentioned the Sahel countries or the AES countries because they are not giving visas to U.S. citizens. So that's why I didn't mention them. But the other West African countries that still allow us to visit and that have not totally closed the door on us because of the new regime in the U.S. And I'm wondering why these African countries ain't putting two and two together and realizing that the Black Americans don't have nothing to do with the governmental political stuff going on. We don't control that. We are under the regime. We don't control it. So that's why a lot of us are leaving. That's why a lot of us did leave. Yeah, we saw the writing on the wall. We knew it was going to be pretty bad. So people are waking up to that fact and they're leaving, and it's okay. If you want to leave and live outside somewhere where you can have peace, where your kids can feel safe, your wife, your elderly parents can feel safe, and they don't have to get their doors kicked in and drug out, and be yelling, "I'm a U.S. citizen, I'm a U.S. citizen," and no one is listening. And they have immunity, so they can make the mistake that they can make could be costly, but they have immunity, so they can get away with it. So that's the danger. That's the danger with this mercenaries that's going door to door in the ICE crew, going door to door, pulling people out and all kind of craziness when they have immunity. So they can do it. They can get away with it. They can accidentally hurt and harm and all this and get away with it. So it's just not safe to be in an environment like that where you have no rights, basically. Because if someone has immunity like that, they have immunity to violate your rights. You don't have no rights. So that's why it's not really safe in America like it used to be back in the day. And it's never really been safe for Black people, I think, but, it's just not safe for women, children, and elderlies. Men, they can fight. That's different. They want to stay, they can fight the white people for, I don't know what they're fighting for, but if they want to do that, they can, but at least the women should have a chance to get out. The elderlies and the children don't deserve to live in an environment like that with crazy people eating children and being a PDF for over children, and it's just you don't want your kids around these PDFs, sodomites and stuff like that. Yeah, very disgusting. It's just not a good place for children. Not a good country for children. Africa on the continent is a much safer place for children. The children are loved. Everybody helps the children. They take care of the children. And yeah, they just love children. So it's just a safer place to raise children. America's not a safe place to raise children. So they always want to try to turn your kid into another gender, and they're trying to touch on your child and make your child mentally ill in the mind. It's giving them poison food and snacks. It's just too much. It's too much for the children. So find a country where you can raise your children and give your children a future, a bright future. It's like really no bright future right now in America with these mercenaries going door to door. So that's just my opinion. Just my opinion. Let's see. How is the crime rate there? Truth be told, Tanzania is very safe. It's very safe. Now, you can, if you don't be careful, don't get too comfortable, because you can get your phone snatched. You can get burglared. If you put stuff close to the window, they can probably put some, because there are bars on the window. They can probably reach in your window and grab your items. So you have to be mindful of that type of stuff. So I would say burglary, theft, that can happen. I would say that can happen, but you just have to use wisdom. But as far as somebody being hurt or harmed, I haven't heard of any here in Tanzania. I haven't heard of any of us being hurt or harmed. So it's pretty safe in that aspect. But you do have to use wisdom, as a woman. If you're by yourself, of course. If you're with a man, that's different. But if you're moving around by yourself, especially at night, during the day it's okay. But like at night, it's not the safest, in my opinion. Not that something's bad is gonna happen to you, like unalivings or something. But anything can happen to you out at night as a woman by yourself. I wouldn't recommend, unless you have a personal driver or something like that. but it's just, anywhere. It's just not the safest. So you have to use wisdom, of course. But other than that, I think it's safe. I feel safe. I mean, I'm not out at night either. I mean, if I'm out at night, I have a personal driver. So I'm not going to go out at night, but if I'm going somewhere, and it gets dark and I'm out, I have a personal driver that he can bring me home, or I can call Uber, and I feel safe enough to ride an Uber or Bolt. Bolt is like Uber in Tanzania. It's just like Uber. So I'll ride either Uber or Bolt home. I have done that. But I don't make it a habit of being out at night. I'm usually in before dark. So I use wisdom. So that's what I'm saying. You got to use wisdom. So any place, can be safe or unsafe based on how you living and what you're doing out there. So yeah, just use wisdom, and it's safe. Tanzania is pretty safe. It's one of the safest countries from what I heard until, the election thing they had. Other than that, Tanzania was at the top as one of the safest countries in Africa. So things change in terms of, the political climate can change anywhere. Look at the U.S. The political climate is a hot mess right now. So things are changing drastically. So it can change anywhere in the world. But for me, I just felt safer outside of America. I wanted to be somewhere outside. So if and when war breaks out, you won't be stuck inside with the mercenaries. You'll be outside, and you'll be safe to, find a place where you can have peace. When you stay inside that place, those mercenaries ain't gonna let you sleep. They're gonna be knocking on your door, trying to pull you out your house, trying to pull you off your land, trying to take, it's like you ain't gonna have nothing as a black person. You're not gonna be able to have anything because they're gonna be trying to invade your stuff, pull you out your car, pull you out your house, pull you off your land. You ain't gonna be able to hide nowhere, but in the mountains somewhere, running and hiding in the bushes, in the woods, with the Nephilims and the Sasquatches and the Bigfoots and all the other creatures. You can be hiding in the woods with them. It's good. Yeah, it's not gonna be okay. Y'all gotta find somewhere to go, and hopefully you make the right decision and come out of her, my people, so that you won't partake of her plagues and you won't have to endure her judgments and her plagues. So yeah, crime is not bad here. I haven't heard of anybody getting any of our people getting hurt or harmed. So that's what I say. So yeah, I just wanted to come to you and do this live stream. Thank you for all those who jumped in the stream. Don't forget to thumbs up the live stream. You're very welcome. I do consultations for those who want to visit Tanzania, you want to resettle in Tanzania, or you want to do business. I do consult for all those three options because I've done all three. Even though they have some political issues going on, not that I see because I'm out and about, but I'm sure within their communities they have some hurt feelings and stuff like that. I understand, but we have political issues in our country, in America, which is why I left. So I don't get in other people's political stuff, but I just pray for the country. It's a good country, beautiful people. It was one of the safest countries on the continent at one point before all of this stuff broke out with the election. But it doesn't change the fact that it has been a peaceful country in its history, a place of kind of like refuge for those who were oppressed. And so when I heard that Tanzania was like one of those countries where people who were oppressed and running persecution, they would come to, the one of the Black Panthers moved here and lived here for years. And so Tanzania is a place of refuge, and I feel that in my spirit, fam. I feel that. That's why I love it. I love this place, and I don't know why, but I just feel it in my spirit that it's a peaceful, safe place. Not that things can't pop off, not that something can't happen, but for the most part, I feel safer here than I feel in America as a woman. That's kind of as solo, and I'm moving around by myself. I feel a lot safer here. So if you are a single woman and you are nervous about traveling, leaving America, and coming to the continent, if you're interested in Tanzania, you can email me. There's several of us, there's several sisters here who are single that I know and I'm connected with. We have lunch sometime, we have tea, and so we help each other. So because we don't have a male per se, but we know brothers here. So we know brothers here from the West, so we can call on them if we need them. But we have each other as well to share and help, and that's a community. That's what community does. So we're learning how to be loving and helpful to one another, because we do understand that at the end of the day we have no one but one another. Nobody's going to save us. No embassy, no U.S. government, nobody's going to save us inside of the U.S. or outside. We have to work we have to take care of each other, of one another. We have to take care of one another. So we do understand that, and so we are working here together to set some things up. There are a lot of people doing different things here, and low key, in silence, offline. Yes, we are. We're learning to walk in silence, move silently, because everybody is not rooting for you. When you leave the U.S., everybody's not rooting for you. They're not happy for you to be able to successfully do some things that you desire to do in the States and you weren't able to do them. So we do understand that. So we have to move a little bit differently than how we used to move a couple of years ago. We do understand that freedom of speech is no longer free. So we have to move a different way. We have to move in silence in our plans and what we plan on doing in business, in community, etc. So believe me, we have plans. Different people are doing different things. Not one group is doing one thing. Everybody's doing different things, but at the end of the day, we're still a community, and we still group and connect together. So, truth be told, 2204 says, "Have you found a church home there? Are there a large Christian community?" There are Christian churches here, but for the community that I am with, I'm not a Christian. I am a Bible believer, but I don't call myself a Christian. I used to, but I'm no longer a Christian, because a lot of I realize that Christianity is a religion, right? The Bible is a book it's like a history book for the children of Israel. So I do read the Bible. I do honor and worship the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And I have accepted his son, the Messiah, Christ. So I do believe the Bible, but I just don't call myself a Christian. And I don't do Sunday church. I do gatherings on the Sabbath, the seventh day. So we do a little bit differently. So we don't go to church per se, but we have gatherings, sometimes in person, sometimes online, with like-minded people who are believing the same thing that we believe. So there are a couple of us that we group together certain days when we have our Sabbath, or we have our feast days. We follow the feast days in the biblical scriptures, the ones in the book of Leviticus. We follow like the Feast of Tabernacle, Feast of First Fruits, Passover, Pentecost, Day of Atonement. Just the feasts in the biblical scriptures are the ones we follow. We don't follow like the Christian ones, because a lot of them, the origins are like pagan. So Christmas and Easter and stuff like that, we don't do that, because we just try to stick with the Bible. Just stick with the Bible. That's what we do. We try to stick. We don't go after man-made holidays and stuff. We don't celebrate those. That's why we don't call ourselves Christians. So it's just different. We just try to follow the Bible. We're going to follow the Bible. Let's just follow it all the way. Let's just do the feast that's in the Bible. Follow what the Most High, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob has said in the Old Testament, what the Israelites celebrated. We just celebrate those. He really never told us to celebrate Christ's birthday. So that's another reason why a lot of us don't do the birthday. We don't do no birthday stuff. It's not really in the Bible. So, we acknowledge the fact that it's our birthday, our loved one's birthday and stuff like that. But we don't make a big deal about it. We don't do the whole month and celebrating and all this stuff like this. We acknowledge to the Father, thank you for another day, for the breath of life, for another year. You're supposed to do that anyway, you know? So yeah, that's what we do. But there are groups of us that we gather and we do like a Bible study and we call it a gathering. So sometimes we'll eat together, we'll worship together, and then we'll read scriptures and stuff like that. So just kind of simple, not, nothing like massive. Yeah, nothing massive, but we pray for one another. If somebody has some issues and stuff like that, we try to help each other, and we pray for one another, and we encourage one another. We speak the Bible, the word over them, and we just encourage each other. But we know at the end of the day we're a community, and we have to help each other because we don't have nobody. We don't have we don't have no country that's helping us. We the only ones as African Americans, Black Americans, that we don't have a home that we know of yet. And because America is really not our home, and that, they tell us, like these people that run America has been telling us go back to Africa and stuff like that. So we know we don't really have it to say yet. The Father's going to show us where our real homeland is. But in the meantime, we know we are descendants from the continent. So when we come back here, we just try to make the best of it. We try to, get along with everybody. We try to love, each other and be helpful and just try to work with what we got. We work with what we got until we can do better and acquire what we desire to acquire, if you know what I mean. So, but yeah, it's working out. And I do feel, and most of us that leave, we feel a lot better outside of America than we do inside. Even before this whole ice baby situation. So, yeah. I was looking at this brother, Benayah. I don't know if y'all watching Benayah Israel, but he was talking about how, the Epstein files. In the Epstein files, they were eating babies and stuff like that, and eating children and all that, and PDF, with children and all that stuff. But he was talking about the organization. It's like the missing black people or something like that. It's an organization where they keep track of the missing black people. And we had we're like 14 to 17% of the population in America, something like that. I think it's way more than that, but anyway, that's what they say. But our numbers are very high when it comes to missing people. We have a large missing group of children. We have a large missing group of women. And so they write it off as like runaway. Like if they're like teenage young adult or whatever, they write it off as like a runaway, not an abduction. So a lot of our people are missing. So our people could be the ones that was eating at the Epstein place, and then the children that they was doing all that stuff to could have been our children are missing. Where do you think they at? They're just gone. So people think the Epstein files is only for white people. No, we were the delicatessen. We were the subjects. Yeah. So, but don't think that they wasn't messing with African children, because they was coming to the continent, and they was under NGOs getting children. Y'all know these celebrities was going to Africa getting these babies, and you don't see them no more. Getting these children, you don't see them no more. They was doing us the same way. So it's just wicked. It's very, very wicked, very, very evil, and very, very dark and demonic, fam. These people are monsters. All the elites in America, they're a monster. They're the beast. That's why they call it a beast system. The beast system. They eat flesh and drink blood. They're beasts. They're not human beings created in the image and likeness of the Most High. They are beasts. They're the children of the devil, Luciferians, Satanists. A lot of them have sold their soul, but a lot of them are beasts. The beast system is a system run by beasts. They're fallen angels. They're beasts. So the Antichrist is the one the dragon. He gonna get his power from the dragon. So those are monsters and stuff. They eat flesh and drink blood. They do all kind of sodomite rituals and PDF stuff and all that stuff, bestialities and all that stuff. They do that because they're monsters. They don't have a humanity. They don't have the heart of our Maker, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. He didn't make us to do those things. So we can't be living around these monsters, fam. It's never going to be right over in America. It's never going to be right because the beast system is being set up right now. And the beasts, they just want blood. They don't care about rice. They don't care about humanity. They care about blood. They want blood. How you think that's how they're going to live and thrive, off of the blood of the righteous? So you got to know that. I hope you know that. This is a beast system. The Most High is pulling the curtains back on those eps. They're letting you see exactly what these elites do, what they've been doing from day one. Everything is poison. The food in America, the food, all the stuff we grew up on using, all the food we grew up eating, everything we use on our hair, skin, babies, everything is contaminated. Y'all don't think they knew that stuff was contaminated when we was using it way back in the day? They did. They did. They knew it was contaminated, but they thought it would destroy us, but it didn't. If not for the grace of our Maker, our Creator, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, where would we be? We would be gone. We would not be. We would be not. Would be in existence. But He gave you a way to get out. Get out. Get away from these dark, demonic, wicked, beast eating human beings. They are not human, fam. They're reptiles. They are clones. They're AI. They're monsters, Nephilim, fallen angels. They're not human. Aliens. All of them are real. And that's what they are. That's why they can eat babies cooked, eat babies raw. They love babies. They love eating them. You don't think they was eating black babies too? Come on now. Be realistic. You're living amongst devils and demons, monsters. They craving that flesh and that blood. They don't want you to live. They don't want you to have no rights. They ain't gonna let you have no land, no nothing. So you gotta get out. You try to think you're gonna live with these people. Ain't gonna be no humans left over there. All it's gonna be left over there is like the dark kingdom. The Most High is allowing the devil to run amok in America. He took his hand off America. He's letting the devil run amok over in America. You gotta get out. You gotta get out. So, go somewhere. Go to Thailand. I see that Portugal and Spain is being flooded out. So, we got some people over there. And I was seeing a lot of people telling me they wanted to go to Portugal and Spain. And I was like, I don't know about that. And now I'm looking at these floods. And it's pretty bad. They got a large death count right now of people with these floods over in Portugal, Spain. I think it's Portugal, Spain, and Morocco. Yeah. So it's pretty bad with that. So keep our people in prayer over there. So, and I'm concerned about Asia too. Our people in Asia. The reason I want to go to these different places because these people worship idols, man. Y'all better be careful going to these countries where they worship idols. They worship Buddha and stuff like that, and they got Buddha statues everywhere. Man, the Most High, He's enacting judgment all over the world right now. You don't want to be in a country that their God is an idol, like they got this big old Buddha over the whole land. Like when the Most High is like smashing countries with idols, man, you're gonna be in the wrong place. You can't be in them countries where they worship idols. You got to be in a country where they at least some Christians there, or at least people who read the Bible and who follow the Bible. And I ain't talking about America. America, I ain't talking about America. I'm talking about outside of America. America done had her chance, and her judgment is here. But I'm talking about outside of America. Try to find your country where they have some Christians there. You'll be safer there. Not that they perfect, because they be doing some wicked stuff too. But you'll have more of a chance, because you might have some righteous people who pray in that country that Most High, some of their prayers may hold back some floods, and may hold back some earthquakes, may hold back some natural disasters when you're in that country. He won't allow the country just to be totally just devastated, ravished, and wiped out. You got some people in there that's praying. You got some righteous people in there that's praying. Not everybody in that country got to be wicked. You go to these these countries like India and Asia and stuff, where they worship all these idols and doing all this yoga and all this stuff. Man, when the Most High come through there, you sitting over there with them people doing that stuff, all y'all gonna get wiped out. So don't do that. If you black, come around some black people with it that they know the Most High. They follow the Bible. At least they read. They know something about the Bible. That's the safeguard you have. At least being around people who know the Bible and got the word somewhere near them so they can speak the word. But shoot, that's gonna be your safety right there. Whether you believe it or not. All these titles, we can put that out the window. This Christian, but this, what that, whatever. As long as you believe the Bible and you actually live it. You believe the Bible and you actually live the Bible. Not just faking it, but you live it. And you pray for real. You got a relationship with the Father, the Maker, our Creator, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. For real. You need to be around people like that. You'll be a lot safer from all this hell breaking loose on earth. Rory Curtis 8627. Just out of curiosity, I was having a conversation with a friend of mine about people being unalive in West Africa more than East South. Do you agree? I do agree. I noticed that, and I thank the Most High that He told me to come to East Africa. Yeah, East Africa got their issues. They do have their issues. They got political issues and stuff, but the diaspora is not having those type of unalivings of us over here in the East. So yeah, they got issues, but West Africa, ooh, it's so much stuff going with our people being, unalived and stuff. I'm seeing that and I'm like, woo, I dodged a bullet. I dodged a bullet by coming to East Africa. I ain't gonna lie. Yeah, they had political unrest, but guess what we did? We did what we was told. We stayed inside, laid low until the coast was clear, and they said we can come outside. And we came back outside, and so, yeah. But yeah, we dodged the bullet. Yep. Yeah, West Africa got a lot going on over there. So, like I said, try to find a place where they pray, somebody praying, somebody reading the Bible for real. They not, everybody got their little things that they got they doing, but try to go somewhere where they God ain't a Buddha statue. They God ain't no, but them the Indian guys with all the legs, with the tongue sticking out, the lady, don't be living around people with them idols like that, with them guys like that, y'all, because you ain't gonna be protected when all hell break loose, because the only one that can protect you is the one that made you. The only one that can warn you is the one that made you. And that's the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Now this is for the Hebrews now. This is for the Israelites now. This is for the human beings. I'm not talking about the monsters. I'm not talking about the reptiles. I'm not talking about the fallen ones. Even though the Father made them too, but they went wicked. I'm talking about the human beings. The real human beings. Not the fake ones that's looking like us. I'm talking about the ones the Father made in His image and His likeness with His hands, that He formed and fashioned from the soil. Be around an environment with people like yourself who worship the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. You have more of a chance to repent, turn away from your wickedness and your sins, and live righteous and pray and ask for mercy on your family, on you, your life, your destiny, your finances. Ask for mercy. Cry out. And He will hear your cry. And He will honor your prayer if you are sincere. You can't be fake and phony and be faking. You got to be real. He will protect you. But if you all mixed and mingle with these demons and mixed and mingle with these idol worshipers, you might not be okay. I'm just saying, you might not be okay, fam. And I've been saying this, whether people think I'm crazy or not, whether people don't agree well or not. I've had some people comment that I'm poisoning people's mind, but on this channel, I worship the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, the great I am, and I follow the biblical scriptures. So That's what I do on this channel. So I'm going to stick with what the Bible says. So we don't worship idols here. We don't worship any kind of Buddha, any kind of statues, any kind of Indian gods with the tongue sticking out, and all these Indian deities and all these different. I don't. I don't do all that ancestor stuff. I know I got ancestors. I know they live it. Their spirit lives in me. I know they're very happy. The ones in heaven are very happy that I came back home to the continent. I know I have ancestors, but I don't worship anybody but the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And I honor and I accept and I give glory to his son, the Messiah, seated at the right hand of the Father, interceding on my behalf. I accept him as the King of Kings. He's all that. And so, yeah, that's what we do on this channel. That's what we do on this channel. So you're very welcome. I'm praying for you. I'm hoping that you and your family make it out of Babylon, a.k.a. Mystery Babylon, a.k.a. the house of bondage, the land of my enemies, captors, my forefathers. The land of my enemies, my captors. That's America, KKK. My oppressors, yeah. Enemies, captors, and oppressors in America. That's the land of, that's the house of bondage. Yeah. So, the daughter of Babylon. Yeah. I have never been free in America. I was only free when I was in Africa, living on the continent before my ancestors were stole away. They were actually free. They weren't born slaves. They were made into slaves. So we were never free in America. We've only ever been free. African Americans, Black Americans. We have only ever been free. I'm not talking to the indigenous people. I'm talking to the African Americans, the ones that was on the slave ships. We have never been free in America. We've only been free in Africa, but before we were enslaved. So I am back to Africa, where my ancestors were free. Well, I was free before, and I'm free again. I'm not taken captive. I'm not under a oppressor. I'm free, and it feels wonderful. It feels wonderful. Truth be told, say amen. It feels wonderful to be free. I wasn't free in America because I was under my oppressors. I was under my captors. I was under my enemies. I wasn't free. I'm free now. I don't work for my enemies. I work for myself and my people. I take care of me and my people. I go out for my people. I stay up late for my people. I talk to my people. I advise my people. And I look out for my people and me only. So I'm free. I am choosing to do that. So I have the freedom and the choice to decide what I want to do, when I want to do it, how late I want to sleep. And I wake up when I get ready. And I will talk to my people every day, all day, if I want to. Because it's all about me and my people. And if they want to get out, and they can. And I'm going to help them whatever way I can. And I've helped many people, thousands of people so far, since I've been here, 5.5 years, to get out of Mystery Babylon, the house of bondage. And some stay, some go back, they run out of money, or some end up leaving, going to another country, but many stay. So everybody got their own journey once they get here. But I am here for you. If you need my help, if you need advice, and you are of Afro descent, and you want to visit, and you want to come, you're welcome. Karibu Sana. You can. If I did it, you can do it. I ain't no better than you. I did it at middle age, solo, single traveler, left everything I've ever known back in 2020, July of 2020, 5.5 years ago. And I have not regretted it. I have not been back to Massa now. I haven't run back and said, Massa, I ran out of money. Can you take me back and take care of me with your government assistance? I haven't had to do that. I'd rather be broke outside of Massanutten slave house than go back home to Massanutten on my bending knee, asking them, Massa, I couldn't make it without you. I'm back. I's back. I's do anything you tell me to do. Massa, I didn't have to do that. And I won't be doing that. I'd rather stay outside and take my chances outside. So that's what I've been doing. Hasn't been all easy for me. I have had my ups and downs, but more ups than downs. And it hasn't been even planning. I haven't known what I was going to do month to month, day to day, year to year, but it's been working out. The Most High's been working it out, giving me ideas, providing like the right people I connected with, providing finances, just all of that. Just all of that. So I'm very grateful. And this is a testimony because the scriptures say they overcame by the blood of the Lamb and the word of their testimony. So this is my testimony. If I did it, you can do it too. I'm just a normal, regular person. I don't have a whole lot of money. I'm not rich or anything like that. I just trust the Most High, have faith. Like a grain of a mustard seed. If you have faith as a grain of a mustard seed, you can move mountains. So I just trust our Father, our Maker, our Creator. And He has shown Himself strong on my behalf, y'all. I'm just very grateful. I'm humbled, and I am here to assist. I am in the best health that I've ever been in. I have never really been sickly, but I am healthy. I eat fresh food. I'm flourishing. I have energy is good. I'm happy. I'm at peace, and you can be too. You can be too. So you can connect with me if you're interested. I put my email in the chat already. It's diasporaconnect0@gmail.com. diasporaconnect0@gmail.com, and I can consult with you. I do charge a fee, family. I think it's only fair. I mean, I have been here 5.5 years, and this is how I have been able to maintain. I do have streams of income, but this is one stream. It's why I do consultations. So I do have a company. I do business. I do different things, referrals and different stuff. So, but if you're interested, you can email me, and I will tell you about my, rate. Many of you know already, but I will give you my rates and tell you, how things work when I schedule consultations with you. And then when I schedule, I usually do Google Meet. So we'll chat. If you're not, if you're in the West somewhere outside of the country, then most people are outside, and usually in America, and we do Google Meet. So I'll send you like a link to your email, and then you click on it, and you come into a chat with me, and we talk like this, face to face. So this is kind of how I do it. I don't have the technology set up to where people, some people have it, click the link and you can look at my calendar and schedule. I'm not that tech savvy, family, and I don't desire to be. I am a 70s baby, so I'm a Gen Xer, right? I'm more a personal, I'm still I like personal contact stuff. So I don't like all this technology with everything. Some stuff we have to use the technology and take advantage of the technology for our, for our generations and stuff. But some stuff we can still do old school life. And so I'm still old school when it comes to meeting and greeting, like talking to people. And I just more personal. I like to send emails personally, talk to people, and I set things up, talk to them, get their schedule. Like, I like to still do stuff like that. I don't want it to be this whole calendar thing and you clicking, scheduling, and yeah, that's just me. Could be, I know I'm a 70s baby, so maybe it's an old-fashioned thing in me, but I'm still old-fashioned when it comes to that. Like me, I still like to meet people for coffee and tea. I like to meet for coffee and tea. I'm a big cafe type of person, so I like to go to cafes. Any chance I get to go to a cafe and I can try a new cafe every month because there's always new cafes popping up everywhere in Tanzania and Dar. So I'm always trying to go to a new cafe. It's a new cafe called this. We can meet. You want to meet here? So I'm always liking to meet people, to have coffee, tea. So you don't even have to spend a lot of money. You can just have like a coffee, a tea. You can have a little cake. You can have breakfast, lunch, and dinner. It just depends on whatever you want. But I like to talk like that because I like to do face-to-face talking more so than just on the computer or on the phone, because y'all do know that these devices are recording, you know, you. They're recording you. And so, especially when doing videos and when you talking and chat, all that, they can hear all that stuff. I do prefer not to do all this stuff on the computer. Some stuff you should meet in person and talk about when it comes to like business and connecting to do certain projects and stuff. You want that to be private. So if you can, it's good to meet face to face with people and have meetings about stuff. So I like to do that, meet with people face to face. Go to their house or go to come to my house, or if they live in my neighborhood, or connect, personally, So keep your plans private. We have to move silently, discreetly, as Afro descendants, specifically African Americans, because the regime over there be watching us. We can't go nowhere without them because they think they own us. Because we have a birth certificate and because we have a social security number, they think they own us. So when you leave, even they watch you when you leave America. So they watch you inside, but they watch you outside as well. So we have to keep that in mind, and we always have to know that. So when you make plans and to do things and group together and make plans for building and structures and doing this and doing that, we have to be private with it. We must be private. You can't show everything. You can't tell everything. So we have to learn that. We have to be discreet with what we do. So, yeah. So anyway, there are a couple of, 12 people. Don't forget to thumbs up the live stream. You're very welcome. Thank you for jumping in and checking me out and see what I got going on. It is right now 12:39 a.m. Well, actually, yep. a.m. Wow. Yeah, it's pretty late, but I'm wide awake. I usually stay up till like 2, sometimes 3 o'clock in the morning, y'all. But I don't get out the bed till about, I told you I sleep late. So I'm a night person, so I'll be up. And then I like to, a lot of times here, I like to be up and sometimes I'm reading the scriptures and sometimes I'm praying or whatever because things be going on at night. I mean, I know that's everywhere, but even on the continent, it's very spiritual, and so I like to be up, watching, and being a little bit more alert at night. During the day, I can sleep out, it's okay. But at night, it be a lot of things spiritually going on at night, so you got to be a little bit more aware and alert when you live on the continent, and even in the West too. But it's the spiritual realm is very active in Africa on the continent. I don't know if it's because it's the motherland. I don't know if it's because this a land of the land of Adam and Eve. I don't know if that's it, because everything is very fertile. Everything is heightened here. The insects, the diseases like malaria and typhoid, both of those could kill you if you don't get them, if you don't take care of them. So everything is heightened here. The animals are, everything, the food, everything here. Even the spiritual realm is very active on the continent. So you have to know that, and you have to, maintain your spiritual protection, maintain your spiritual relationship. Make sure you keep that in mind. You're not just a physical person, you have a spirit as well. And so you will know that when you sleep and these demons be beating your behind when you sleep. That's how you know you're not just a physical person. So you have to have some kind of protection spiritually, in prayer and stuff like that, with the Father asking the angels to protect you. You got angels camped around about you. You got your Father. You can ask him, thank you. Recite his word. He's protecting you. So when you sleep, you finally close your eyes. These demons ain't kicking your butt, tormenting you while you sleep. Because they do come at night when you sleep. Yet during the day, it's all good because you're wide awake. When you close your eyes and you become vulnerable when you sleep, they're coming for you at night. So you got to know that. Very active. Miss Q777, hey, wanted to listen while working. Good to see you. Good to see you too, sis. When is the best time of the year to visit Tanzania? Roy Curtis. I say anytime, really. I don't really know when rainy season is, but even during rainy season, that's actually my favorite time of the year because it's cooler. It's the only time it's not as hot. When it's really hot, it can be like maybe 86 to 90 degrees or something like that. It's hot during the day because the sun, but in rainy season, it's cooler. It's like maybe, it could be like down to like maybe 75. It could be like, high maybe 80 something, 86 or something. So rainy season is like my favorite time of the year, but any time of the year is good to come, I think. I haven't saw any specific time that I never, because the weather is the same all year round. You dress like summertime all year round. The only thing is rainy season is, you may need an umbrella. Maybe a little muddy. Get you some rain boots. And you can get those here. Get you maybe an umbrella, little rain boots. But if you're getting rides or drivers, you're getting in the car anyway. So I think any time is good to come to Tanzania. Whenever you're able to come, there's no specific time that's best to come. I feel like any time is good to come. Because I haven't noticed any time that I'm like, oh, it's not a good time to come to Dar specifically. So, because Dar is one of the warmest climate in Tanzania. Dar is the hottest, like the warmest one. Anything else is a little cooler, so you may need like a jacket or whatever. But Dar is hot. People say it's hot, and it is hot, but I like it. It's tropical, and it's all beaches all around. So you can get cool now. If it's hot, go to the beach. So, but anytime is a good time to come. So, thanks for listening, Miss Q777. You're very welcome. But yeah, I was just saying that makes just know that when you come here, it's the continent is very spiritual. It's a very spiritual place, family. And I've had a lot of spiritual encounters through the years of living here. But the good thing for me is I'm a spiritual person, so I'm spiritually sensitive. So I have my discernment is pretty good when it comes to spiritual stuff. So I can kind of detect. People get past me every now and then, but I can detect like demonic stuff, and I can kind of detect the Father's presence and the good and evil stuff. I can detect that spiritually in terms of like spiritual attacks or dark, wicked, deception that people be trying to be slick with you and different stuff. So you're going to experience all that different stuff when you come to the continent, because it's a very spiritual place. So you have to have discernment. You have to, and that's spiritual. You have to be spiritually sensitive. You just got to know that you got to cover yourself when you sleep here, because the spiritual realm is very active at night. So a lot be going on at night. You be thinking you laying down in peace. You could be running all night. You can wake up and feel like you ain't had no sleep because you've been running and fighting and everything in your dream all night. The spiritual realm is active, family. And so, you got to know that when you come, yeah. Oh, thank you, Miss Q777. You are very welcome. I'm so glad you love the content. You are very welcome. But, yeah, just know that when you come, that is spiritual. If you are not a spiritual person, then it may mess with your mind. Like you might feel like you going crazy, right? You might feel like you're going crazy, but you're not going crazy. It's just a very spiritual. The continent all across Africa is spiritual. It's a lot of witchcraft that it's witchcraft in the West too. It's witchcraft in America too, but it's just different. It's a different types, right? It's different types. In the West, they try to make it seem like it's only Africa that has witchcraft, but America has the highest level of witchcraft than anybody else. But on the continent, there is witchcraft that's done that can deceive you. If you come from the West and you don't know nothing about the continent and how people do things, you can be in a situation. You have to be very discerning about a lot of things that you allow when you come here. You can't just be so friendly and open to everybody and everything. People touching on you, people touching in your hair, people rubbing on your skin. You can't do that here. It's not wise to do that. You don't be, especially if you are a woman or even a man, but especially if you're a woman, you don't be letting people rubbing on you, trying to get all this services done. I need to get these services done. I need to get these massages and these do my hair and all this facials, all this. Be careful with all these people touching on you, because you don't know you don't know what they've been doing with their hands. Their hands could be unclean. Their hands could be contaminated. When I say unclean, meaning they could be dibbling, dabbling into dark arts and stuff like that. So their hands could be unclean, and you got people rubbing on you in your hair, doing your facial and rubbing all on your body and all kind of stuff. You got to be careful letting people put their hands on you when you're on a continent. You can't just eat people's food. You can't just wear people jewelries and stuff people give you. You just can't do all this type of stuff. You got to know this. You got to be discerning, spiritually discerning when you come here. It's not like the West in that aspect. So you got to just be, it's best that you just be just mindful of these things. And when people are with me, I usually, if they're with me and they come from the West, I know they don't really know. So I am the one that usually tell them, you don't want to, don't buy that. You don't want to, don't let, I have to be the one to tell them, and I tell them why. Don't just eat anybody's food. Don't just agree to anything anybody say. Don't be taking stuff from people you don't know. Like, I have to tell them these type of things because it's not like the West. And people are nice. Everybody gonna offer you something. It's just people are polite like that, but that don't mean that that don't mean that people don't have bad intentions towards you. So you have to be very careful being here in that aspect. So it's safe, but you have to have spiritual discernment when it comes to spiritual things, because people here are it's very spiritual. I mean, it could be spiritual either in a good way or a bad way. So you have to know the difference. You have to know the difference. Otherwise, you will be tormented when you sleep. They will comfort you in your sleep. They will attack you in your sleep. All kind of everything. So you gotta protect yourself at night before you sleep. You need to say prayers every night before you sleep. Cover yourself in prayers every night before you sleep. Because why you think sometimes people go to sleep and they don't wake up. Something happened to them and they sleep and they don't wake up. That's how you know that we are not just human beings. We're not just fleshly people. We got a spirit and we got a soul. And things be happening at night to people. They go to sleep and they don't even wake up. You have to cover yourself in prayer before you go to sleep, from head to toe. Put on the full armor of the Most High, okay, from head to toe. Even if you got to read that scripture every night before you go to bed, say the Lord's Prayer every night before you go to bed. You got to do something to cover yourself before you lay your head down and you close your eye and you get into your unconscious state where you are the most vulnerable and the weakest when you're unconscious like that. So you need to make sure that you cover yourself in prayer before you go to sleep, whether you're in America or on the continent. You should do that anyway, because they be coming at night. So yeah, that happens a lot. So just you don't want to be tormented. So I'm telling you, family, it's on another level spiritually. So you're gonna learn that. You're gonna learn that. So I'll be wondering. I'm like, how people make it without the Father? How do people make it without some kind of protection from the Most High? Because these devils and demons ain't gonna protect you. They gonna protect you as long as you doing their dirty bidding. You doing their dirty work. They gonna protect you to a point now, because they're not loyal to you. The devil's not loyal. So if you sell your soul, that's not a guarantee that he gonna do what he say he gonna do. But the Father is loyal to you. He's faithful to you, and he will protect you from the darkness if you surrender to him. So hopefully that word will marinate, sink in, or whatever. But it's a spiritual battle, and you got to decide whose side you're on. You on the dark side, or you on the angel? Remember the old, when we was growing up, they used to have the old little cartoons and stuff. You have the angel on one side and the devil on the other talking to you in both sides of your head. You got to decide who you gonna follow. Who you gonna follow? You gonna follow the Most High, or you gonna follow the darkness, the devil, the wickedness, the kingdom of dark? You gotta decide. You can't be in the middle. You gotta pick the side, because when you in that sleep and them demons come start beating your butt, who you gonna call on? The demon that you worship is not going to save you. The idol that you worship is not going to save you. The Buddha is not going to come in your dream and stop these demons from kicking your butt and tormenting you and doing paralysis on you to where you are paralyzed and you can't move and you can't speak. Your yoga your yoga guys that you do yoga with ain't gonna help you when they beating your butt in your sleep. The only one gonna help you is your maker, your creator, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. He's the only one that can say, stop, peace be still, stop. And you got angels, of course, if you are doing right. They might stand there and watch him beating your butt and not even intervene because you ain't doing right. So make a choice. You gotta choose which side you on. You on the dark side or you on the Most High side? You on his enemy side or you on his side? You gotta choose. All of us gonna have that choice when we go to sleep. I'm sure most people have had a dream like that, to where these demons in there start tormenting you and beating your behind and paralysis and you choking you and you can't breathe and you cough and you can't. Yeah, I'm sure most of us have had dreams like that. Yeah, that's an attack, a spiritual attack. Who you gonna call on? Who you gonna call on? Yeah, you gotta think about that. When you physically living your life and you think that all there is the physical realm, who gonna save you when you in them dreams getting beat down? Only our maker, our father, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. So thank you so much for taking the time to view my live stream and to jump in and see what I got going on. You're very welcome, and I'll end this live stream. I'm glad you laid eyes on me. And yeah, so anyway, I'll do another live in the next couple of days. My videos haven't been being shared as much. That's why I started doing more lives, because I'm like, I said this at the beginning of this live. I noticed that my videos are not being shared as much, but I noticed that when I do this vertical live, that it was shared a lot. And even my they do like a snippet. They do like a snippet of your live, and they make it into a short. Even that was shared more than my videos. So I'm like, hey, maybe that's it. Maybe I just start doing lives every few days and just chit chat with you like I'm doing now. If any new news comes up that we can talk about, then we can chat about it. Nothing besides the Epstein files and storms and blizzards in America. It's nothing really that I can talk about, really. So that's why I wanted to chit chat with you. But if something else comes up, I'll do a quick video. But for the most part, I'll be doing like little live streams here and there. And I'll still be kind of spontaneous. I'm not going to announce when I'm going to do it. I don't want to have like one day, I'm going to do my live streams I don't want to do that, because I don't want weirdos and crazies jumping on. A lot of times when you try to schedule, you say publicly, oh, I'm going to do lives you be having all kind of weirdos jumping on saying crazy stuff. So I like to be spontaneous with the lives. So the ones that's meant to jump in will jump in. So you're very welcome. Karibu Sana. Thank you so much. And I guess I will end the live stream. And I will see you guys in the next live video short. And so shalom, salam, or peace. See you guys in the next one. Have a good, wonderful, peaceful, safe day. Shalom.